What's happening? What's happening? We in the building. What's happening? We trapping. Y'all already know what time it is, man. You know where you at. Let's go.
Trap.
You already know where you at. We in the building. We getting it in, y'all. What's happening? What's happening? Hey, y'all know I already know how it go, man. Make sure you like and share the content. Make sure we get this trap jump around the corner now. Let's get it now. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to T Smooth TV and Ali. What's happening? What's happening? Y'all hit that like and share button for the squad. It will not charge a card. And you already know we the America's team. Ain't nobody better. You understand me? So you know what they do. They hate us because they ain't us. You already know this, man. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get this trap around the corner, y'all. Let's get it. Okay.
I can't see a thing.
Yeah.
There's money in my face.
Ain't no credit on no damn Friday. Let's go.
Came a long way.
It's a trap Friday. It's a trapathon. Let's get it. Yeah. Hey. Shout out to the buzzer beat in the building. Millie underdone. You understand? Yeah. We trapping on the Friday, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get this trap around the corner. You ain't even on the team. You just a ball boy. Hey. I'm real fly. I probably average your career high. Yeah. Let's get it.
When they got our own band, we hollin'.
Good deal, 9, yeah. Shout out to Tommy Montoya. Let's get it.
Took my brother, that made me go harder.
Yeah.
Turn me to a monster.
Yeah.
I'm focused on the comma.
Now I'ma
run of them comma for the summer.
run up them numbers, yeah. Shout out to Jeff from SoCal in the building. HTM, let's turn up, let's get it. Yeah. All this money in my face. I just blew a bad, ran it back the same day. Hey, let's get it. Y'all already know, man. Let's get this trap around the corner. We trapping on a Friday. It's a trapathon. You already know that. Let's get it. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, shout out to my people. Shout out to my people on Facebook, man. You already know how we doing it, man. It's a trapathon. Shout out to Peter Rizzo over there on Facebook, holding your boy down in the trend out. Shout out to you, sir. We appreciate it. Hit that share button for the squad. It will not charge a card. And you already know we live in action. Let's get it. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? We in the building, man. We in the building. How y'all doing this morning, man? We finna get this thing cranked on up. You know what I'm saying? We finna do this background check for these young man. You know they got us the first game, but it's all good, man. How y'all feeling this morning, man? We gotta turn this thing on up now. Let's get it. Gonna wipe the cold out your eyes, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to have your coffee by now. It's turn up time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Samuel Rowe, aka Professor O, burner account in the building. What's happening? What's happening? Let's get it. Shout out to Bruce got the toxic juice. We in here. Know what I'm saying? Let's turn this thing on up, man. I'm feeling good this morning. My Cowboys finna beat the GOAT. Everything is going down. You understand? Let's go. Shout out to JR806. I appreciate that, sir. Let's get it. Alright. Check me out. You know how we do on the background check, man. I appreciate that shout, Mr. Peter Rizzo. Shout out to you. On Facebook Groove, on the Facebook Vibe, you know what I'm saying? But let's talk about this this background check these boys got going on, man. Okay, we know they got us the first game. You know, it was the first game. You don't put too much stock and too much emphasis on the first game, period. You know what I'm saying? Like them city girls say, unfortunately, you know? They just took our whole word. We used to say period, but they done just feminized it now. So I try not to even say it now. Now you sound suspect saying it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. But they beat us. You know, it was the first week of the year, man. Nobody knew what they was doing. Nobody knew what was going on. It was fresh, you know what I'm saying? Nobody knew who they were just yet. Nobody knew their identity that quickly. You know what I'm saying? But they got us, man. They had us looking real pedestrian. Kellen Moore really struggled against that defense. The offense looked real terrible. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't get. Well, the run game was actually pretty decent, but Kellen Moore never stayed with the run, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, he didn't want to keep running the football, and that's what messed us up. You already know what Devin White said the last year, but I'm going to get into all that. But, man, if Kellen Moore would have just ran the football, man, we probably could have had a way better game. And it's a lot of changes from this game to last game because, you know, we don't have Mr. Anthony Brown or Jordan Lewis no more. Unfortunately. Shout out to my brother Chris Wilson over there from Birmingham, man. I appreciate you pulling up, stopping by in the trend out, sir. Over there on Facebook. Hit that share button for your boy, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you pulling up. But, yeah, man, only if Kellen Moore would have did what he supposed to did, man, and kept running the football, man, it would have been a way easier game. You know what I'm saying? That's what's unfortunate. We know that's what get us frustrated about Kellen Moore, man, because we know it's a lot of common sense things that he could just easily do, and this team will be better off. That's the only thing that's like makes you get so mad. It just grinds your gears because you just don't understand why he do this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of pisses you off when you talk about Kellen Moore, because this team could be ran so much easily. You know what I'm saying? He just not giving Tony Pollard the ball. We already know that after years and years we've been begging. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of other things that I can get into, but let me get back to this background check, man. They got us, though. I got to give it to them. They beat us, and that was probably, other than this Washington game, that was the worst our offense looked the whole year, unfortunately. So, okay, after they beat us, they go beat the Saints. That's a division game, you know what I'm saying? The Saints don't have much of nothing over there working for themselves, being honest, you know what I'm saying? They was still starting Jameis Winston back then. He threw 40 passes and only had 236 yards. Good grief, that's pretty terrible, sir. But Tom Brady didn't do much either. He had 18 for 34, 190 with a touchdown. Leonard Fournette was pedestrian too, 24 carries on the 64 yards. Mike Evans, 3 catches for 61 yards. I don't know what it was that beat them, boy. That was just real familiarity or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they got going on, y'all. But they beat the Saints. That's a division foe, so they know them pretty well. Then they go and lose to the Packers 14-12. Like, that's a real ugly game now, sir. You know what I'm saying? 14-12. Like, what did y'all do? You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers had 255, 2 touchdowns. Brady had 271, 1 touchdown. I mean, I don't know, man. That's a real pedestrian game right there. Like, I bet you that was a slugfest that nobody even want to watch that. No offense at all, looks like. But then they go follow that up and get the stuffing beat out of them by the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? At home. You know what I'm saying? See, that's one thing about the whole season for the Cowboys. We don't get blew out. We might lose. You know what I'm saying? We might lose a close game or a game that we supposed to win. Both of the games, I know the Packers game and, hold up, other than the Washington game, that was the only game that we just really got beat. Know what I'm saying? Where the score went close, and we know why. You know what I'm saying? So, the Packers game, we lost in overtime. We was up 14 points. You know what I'm saying? We don't get blew out. That ain't what we do over here in Cowboy Nation. I don't know what they got going on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We ain't like that. We can't relate. You know what I'm saying? But that's just us. Then they go beat the Falcons 21-15. We know what the Falcons are. They are not much to be speaking about. But they lose to the Steelers. Shout out to Lord King in the building. Shout out to Larry Lynch Sr. in the building. What's happening? They go and lose to the Steelers with Kenny Pickett, the young quarterback, 18-20. Like, and they had Mitchell Trubisky playing in that game too. So, I mean, I don't know what you want to do with that, y'all. Like, that's a pretty bad loss. Then you follow that up with a 21-3 loss to the Panthers. Like, man, they background check is looking real fraudulent, y'all. I'm telling you that right now. It's not looking too good, in my opinion. I don't know if they trap worthy. Y'all let me know if they looking trap worthy so far, because I don't think so. I don't take this form of currency, y'all. They resume is looking terrible. If you familiar with Seinfeld, are they gonna be qualified to be your latex salesman? Because they can't sell my latex. I'm sorry. I would have hung up the phone on them. They're not qualified. I do not like what I see from this resume so far at all. You know what I'm saying? You got that lucky win against us is the first week. Strange things happen on the first week. Then you lose to the Panthers 21-3. Then you go follow that up against the Ravens 27-22. You lose against the Ravens too. Like, that's 3 losses back to back. See, that's something else that the Cowboys don't know nothing about, y'all. See, this is why we be telling y'all to have some confidence in your football team. You know what I'm saying? This is things that we know nothing about. Losing 3 games, getting blowed out. You know what I'm saying? Then we had played some of the better competition in the league this year. Contrary to what the haters say and try to post and talk about. You know what I'm saying? We don't know nothing about being blown out. We don't know nothing about losing 3 games in a row. We ain't even lost 2 games in a row. Put some respect on your football team, man. Quit being afraid of the boogeyman. Know what I'm saying? Quit being afraid of the boogeyman. When you get older, you know the boogeyman ain't even real. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to stop doing that now. Okay. Then they go and beat the Rams 16-13. Then they play the Seahawks. They beat the Seahawks 21-16. Actually, I'm going to give them a little credit for being the Seahawks, because I really think the Seahawks are a decent team. Like, they've been putting up points all year, and it looked like they held them pretty good. So we know their defense pretty solid still. The Bucs defense is still a real thing. That's a hurdle we're going to have to get over, y'all, unfortunately. Their defense is still solid. Okay, then they come and lose to the Browns. Like, man, I don't even think Deshaun Watson was there. They lost to Jacoby Brissett. See, all of this scary, shivering in your boots type stuff, what is giving y'all these type of vibes? Know what I'm saying? I could tell you going off of history and ESPN, but you're not talking about what's tangible on the field. Know what I'm saying? You're not talking about what's tangible on the field. You talking about all of these flawed narratives that the mainstream media coming up with. Because you're not talking about football, sir. Because if you were, it is no reason to be afraid of this football team. Other than Tom Brady, the old man, because you have to respect him. It is no reason for you to be afraid of this football team. I'm sorry. I don't get the good grief vibes from this. That's just my opinion. I don't have to say good grief when I look at this team. This resume is looking horrible. Absolutely horrid. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, that's just terrible. So you lose to Jacoby Brissett. Then you come back and play the Saints. You win 17-16. That's a Division 4. But then you come right back and get blown out. You get the stuffing beat out of y'all by the San Francisco 49ers. 35-7. Like, this is what y'all afraid of? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your king? Wakanda, is this your king, sir? Like, is this your king? This is what y'all afraid of over here? You know what I'm saying? Good grief. Y'all get blowed out every other game, look like. You're barely scoring points. But this is who y'all afraid of. This is who y'all handing y'all lunch money over for. I just can't do it. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it. You got to have more faith in your team. That's just my opinion. Don't give in like this. Know what I'm saying? Y'all just afraid of Tom Brady. The boogeyman is going down. You know what I'm saying? The boogeyman is going down. The wicked witch of the east or the west is going down, y'all. I'm telling you, y'all. He's going down. Then, okay, you get the wheels blown off you with the 49ers. Then you lost to the Bengals. See, the Cowboys don't know nothing about that. We can't speak on that. We can't relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all lose to the Bengals. We don't do that. We beat the Bengals with a backup quarterback. We cannot relate to that, y'all. See, y'all got to put some more respect on your team, man. Quit being so afraid. You know what I'm saying? Face your fears. Come from up under that cover. Come from up under the bed. Know what I'm saying? Shout out to Eternal Dynasty with the $5.99. He says, $4.99, my bad. He says teams take it to another level in the playoffs, so records mean nothing in the playoffs. Playoffs is when players take their game to another level. That's absolutely true. But you do have to remember, Eternal Dynasty, you are who you are, though, at the same time. You're not going to morph into a 1,000% different team overnight. You just don't do that. So you are right. You know what I'm saying? You can expect people's best. That's the 100% truth. But if you, say for instance, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you a 10, well, if you a 2 in the regular season, you're not going to be a 10 in the playoffs. It just don't work like that. You are who you are at the same time. Now, you can play better, you can be better, but you're not just going to go from a 2 to a 10 overnight. So that's why I feel like it still holds value. You know what I'm saying? You don't get a clean slate you can't just say none of it matters. Like, it still matters though. So I'm with you on that, but it still matters because you are who you are. You are what your record says you are at the same time. So yeah, it's still relevant. You still did this. You know what I'm saying? It's just like somebody that did some crime in the past, your record still holds. You know what I'm saying? Your record still holds. He says, I can't imagine Tom not playing well. Cowboys need to match their energy. That's exactly right, though. I'm all on that. We on the same page, sir. But like I said, your resume still is valid. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Think about it. Your record still matters of what you done. Because think about this. If your record didn't matter, know what I'm saying? If your regular season didn't matter, that right there set up your playoffs. Know what I'm saying? You wouldn't be a 5th seed. You wouldn't be a 4th seed or whatever seed you is if you done better in the playoff. In the regular season. So it still matters. You know what I'm saying? We just got the short end of the stick because the Eagles had a good season. But your regular season resume still is very important, sir. So yeah, I'm rocking with you though. Shout out to JR806 with the $2 super chat. I appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you, sir. He says, keep trapping, landlord. Just keep on trapping. Yes, sir. I'm calling it now. 31-13 Cowboys DC 4L. Like, that's the type of vibes I'm on, man. Let's get it, man. I'm sick of this, man. I'm not afraid of the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of the boogeyman. See, it's a few advantages to have to being a little brother like I was. My brother had already knew it wasn't no boogeyman, so he let me know. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you are only child or the oldest child, you gotta face them fears yourself. I was hip. It ain't no boogeyman, y'all. It ain't no boogeyman. Don't be afraid. Okay. Then they lost to the Bengals. We cannot relate to that. Let's just put that on the docket. You know what I'm saying? Let's just put that out there. Then they come back and play the Panthers. They beat the Panthers. When I watched that game was like real fluky. Because the Panthers had them basically the whole game, it seemed like. And then they started turning the ball over late. And it seemed real scripted, in my opinion, you know, unfortunately. It like they just had to put Brady in the playoffs. So don't be fooled about that second win against the Panthers. It was kind of fluky. They started fumbling the ball in the red zone and all kind of stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't take that too much. Don't put too much stock on that. And then, of course, they set their players against the Falcons and they lost. You know what I'm saying? That's the end of their background check. I don't think their resume is worthy of all of this fear, though. That's all I'm saying. That's my point of them doing these background checks. I want to see if you have done something noteworthy or respectable. The only thing they did out of their whole season was beat the mighty Cowboys, unfortunately. What else they done respectable? Because they beat the Cowboys. I don't give you nothing for beating the Saints. You lost to the Packers. You got destroyed and embarrassed against the Chiefs. Who else? You done nothing noteworthy. You lost to the Ravens. You beat the Rams. I guess I can give you that. That's a division opponent, I believe, though. So you know it ain't. You lost to the Rams, though. You beat the Rams. You beat the Seahawks. Them probably your two best wins. You lost to the Bengals. Like, the only things noteworthy that you have done was beat the Bengals. Beat the Seahawks and beat the Cowboys and maybe one more thing, sir. This is not giving me all of these I'm so scared vibes, y'all. It's just not. I'm sorry. I'm just not built like that. I don't respect that. I do not respect what they talking about. Like, so get them boys up out of here. We ain't worried about these boys, man. I feel like my football team have done way more impressive things this year. So get the boogeyman up out of here. Shout out to Miss Gina Chase in the building. Get the boogeyman on up out of here. Know what I'm saying? And believe in your team. Come out here confident. Them boys gonna execute. You best believe that. Them boys will execute. This football team is capable. This team that we talking about, the Bucs, they are not worthy of all this respect y'all giving them. Anything past Tom Brady, man, I don't want to hear it. This is basically Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Because this team, if you looking at the holistic view of this team, it's not all that respectable like y'all talking, man. They've been pretty terrible and pedestrian all year, losing multiple games in a row. We cannot relate to that. We just can't. Put some more respect on your football team, man. But now let's get into this beef. Do y'all know what beef is though?
We here. Do you know what beef is?
I gotta ask y'all.
Do you know what beef is?
Do you know what beef is? One thing I do know, this is some real beef. What beef is,
What's beef?
That's when Mike Evans up here calling your offense simple. That's what beef is. Kellen Moore, you need to be in that lab cooking right now. I'm sick of all of these people disrespecting your offense, and we got to deal with it. You need to do better, sir. You need to get your act together. I'm sick of it. I don't know what you got going on, man. These people just calling you out left and right. Shout out to Common Sense Lab. He said, I need the trap squad today. What's up, landlord? What's happening? You already know where we at. You already know where we at. But when you got players calling you out talking about your stuff is simple and Dan Quinn, no, he said Dan Quinn was simple. That's what he said. He said the defense was simple. But he actually said both of them was simple. Shout out to Hallelujah in the building. What's happening? Shout out to Sir King Bishop with the $5 holler. What's happening? He said, what boogeyman? DC4L. That's what I'm talking about, sir. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Tyrone Gilliard in the building. Like, I'm sick of all of this scariness, man. I'm just not made like that. Like, y'all gotta be tougher. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta go harder than that. But Mike Evans just called us simple. Like, that should not be something that you take well, y'all. Y'all should really, really have a problem with that, Kellen Moore. You got to do better than that. And then, to be quite frank, I don't think he lying. You know what I'm saying? Some of the things that we do on defense has started to be a little vanilla. You know what I'm saying? We need to correct that, Mr. Dan Quinn. Hey, when you got players so confident to just disrespect you in the public, hey, this is a gut check time. You need to make sure they understand not to play with your name like that. You got to be way better. I demand you to earn your respect because we up here, right here at DC4L, you know what I'm saying? We got to take up for you. We got to be confident in this football team. You got to put in some more work. You obviously ain't doing enough. If they talking about your scheme is simple, what is that, sir? Like, simple shouldn't be something that they even bring up when they talking about your scheme. And you got one of the more versatile players over there on defense. You got one of the best cornerbacks over there on defense. And these people talking about simple. But to be fair, you know what I'm saying? Mike Evans can only say so much because you been getting clamps over there by Officer Diggs, sir. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being fair on both ends. You been getting them clamps. You been arrested a few times, sir. You've been arrested. So it's simply that you cannot get out of this coverage. you been getting absolutely apprehended at the same time, sir. So it's simple. It's easy to be simple when we can match up with you. So that's probably what you don't like. You know what I'm saying? Diggs is the type of athlete that can match up with you, sir. So you big, but you ain't really that fast. You ain't really like that. You know what I'm saying? You a good wide receiver, but Diggs can match you athletically. That's probably what you don't like. And it's simple if I tell Diggs, hey, go guard him, go watch him, go shadow him. That is pretty simple. So I give it to him though. You know what I'm saying? We got a cornerback that's like that. All we got to do is say, hey, Diggs, go get him. And then it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? That's shout out to my boy Trey. That's what that means. Shout out to Trey. But then, you know, another thing. You know what beef is?
What's beef?
When that boy Leonard Fournette up here talking, doing the crying Jordan emoji to Michael Parsons. Hey, we got a bone to pick with you, sir. It's a lot of beef going on with this football game on the low, y'all. That's what I done noticed. Like, then Dak told Brady, hey, we gonna see you again. You know what I'm saying? He's told this man, we gonna see you again. And it was a year late, you know what I'm saying? But we right here. He still did not lie. He is a man of his word. You know what I'm saying? He's a man of his word. And he right here ready to go mano y mano, toe to toe with the so-called GOAT. Let's get it. I like my chances. I like my chances with my football team. I just do. And another thing, it's just all kind of storylines that's very interesting about this football game to me, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But let me get into the chat box a little bit, man. I know I've been going. I had a few things to talk about today. You know, let's get it. Okay. Eternal Dynasty said Micah is going to smack Chubby Lenny. Let's get it. Yeah. They got a bone to pick with Mr. Leonard Fournette because he was talking real reckless with that little cheap shot he did on my boy Micah, man. I didn't appreciate that, sir. You know what I'm saying? I didn't appreciate that, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. So, I'm going to just say this one more time. Don't play with my boy Micah Top like that no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that no more. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good, man. I think Micah going to get his get back, though. You know what I'm saying? I think Micah going to get his get back. Hallelujah says, might be a publicity stunt. We ain't too good at the complex stuff. Maybe he wants us to try. That's a good point. Now, it is a danger that Kellen Moore is, you know, getting up in his feelings and like, oh, I'm simple. And then it's a possibility that he might get out of character and try too much. So, yeah, that's a good point there, sir. We don't want that either. Don't be trying to do too much. Just be more effective. Be a little more creative. You can run some of the same plays that we've been normally seeing and been running all year and just add variations to it. Add some motion to it. Add a different personnel group with it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that you can do to still be creative within yourself, Mr. Kelly Moore. So don't get out of character. Just handle your business and be better. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like. And I ain't gonna lie. I know they linebackers, Devin White and what the other guy name? I can't think of his name right this second. But they safety and Devin White, them boys ain't been doing too good in coverage. So if I can get our 3 tight end scheme in there, it's gonna go down, y'all. I'm telling you. It's gonna go down, y'all. If I can get our 3 tight end group to go out there and play against these boys, it's gonna go down because my computer trying to act like it's messing up again, y'all. Good grief. I just messed. Y'all give me 1 second. 1 second. It's telling me to do all kind of stuff. It look like it's gonna try to shut me down. I don't know what's up with this memory, but hold on. I'm not finna force quit it. No. It keep reeling up. Is the stream doing okay, y'all? Let me know. Give me a 1 if the screen okay. Good grief. I don't know what's up with the this memory. It's like I ain't got no memory on my computer. Good grief. But okay. You said we good? Okay, I'ma just ignore it then for long as I can then. I appreciate y'all in the trap, man. I appreciate y'all. Okay. They trying to throw me off my game. You know what I'm saying? But dang, where was I? Let me see. I was answering. I was in the chat. Okay. Yeah, I was saying one of the things I do want to see, that to me, they got a weakness in their linebacking core and they coverage. So in my opinion, if we can run them 3 tight ends, I feel like we can really eat y'all. I'm telling you, like, no lie. I feel like this is a Don Schultz game right here. I feel like this is a Jake Ferguson game right here. You already know what Dak is with Jake.
You know I'm surgical with this bitch, Jake.
Shout out to James Simmons. Hey, you know Dak gets surgical with Jake Ferguson, so I like that. So I want to run them 3 tight end scheme. We know that they weren't respecting the run last year, and he told them he know that they knew that we wasn't gonna commit to the run. So you know how you counter that? If you're not respecting us on the run game, all you gotta do now is run them 3 tight ends out there, because it's automatically a heavy package with 3 tight ends. Especially in the red zone. They wouldn't be able to match up with us in the run game or in the pass game because of our personnel we got. We got 3 tight ends that's capable of catching the football and blocking. So if they don't want to respect the run this time, they going to be in for a rude awakening, sir. Now, that was the first game of the year, so I really feel like they might have just been in their feelings, like feeling themselves. I don't think they'll be that risky this time. Because, like, you know what I'm saying? That was a little risky game plan for them not to be respecting the play action and not respecting our run game. So, if they come in like that, I feel like Tony gonna eat. Tony will be the one to eat this game. If they sit up here and don't respect our run game this year, because they was sitting on all the routes. They was dropping 7 in coverage. Know what I'm saying? They was rushing 4. I went back and watched the game. You know what I'm saying? Them boys was watching. They was dropping 7 in coverage and rushing 4. And it was like Dak had to do number tight window throws all game. That's why it was so ugly and, you know, unfortunate like that. You know, that's why we looked so bad and pedestrian. And then, you know, some of our schemes, we weren't running number two wide receivers out there at times. And you got 2-3 wide receivers going up against 7 in coverage. Then they in zone. It was just rough for Dak Prescott against a zone and they dropping 7 men. So they really did disrespect our run game. They did not respect the run at all. And you know what they did? They started sitting on all our slant routes. They said they knew we was going to do slants. What's happening, Cajun Cowboy in the building? What's happening? You already know we in the trap, sir. You know where we at. It's a trap-a-thon. We trapping on Friday too, y'all. But, yeah, man, they already knew that we was going to do all these slant routes and these curl routes and these hook routes, you know, whatever you want to call it. Everybody knows our identity. Kellen Moore got 5 of them people on one play. You got 5 curl routes in one play. We cannot do that. We cannot do that, Kellen Moore. So I would love, if I don't see no 3 tight ends this week, y'all, I'm going to be irate. What was you doing it in the regular season for? If you ain't going to have it during the playoffs in the most important moments, like, what are you doing? I do not like that, sir. I do not like that. Yo, that's what I'm saying, Jay Worthy. They can't mess with that 13 personnel because they linebacking core is subpar coverage already. You know what I'm saying? Like, no lie. So if you've been doing these plays and coming out with these packages, that was one of your better packages. It was literally unstoppable. So if you don't apply this to the playoff scenario, man, I'm gonna be. I don't understand what was the point of it then. What was the point of it altogether if you're not gonna use it in the most important moments? Then another thing I won't be able to tolerate, I won't be able to live with this if you don't give Tony Pollard his touches. What he had, 5 touches against the 49ers? And then just like Mike McCarthy said, either it don't matter if you toss it to him, pitch it to him, hand it to him, just get him his touches. Excuse me. I need Tony Pollard with his touches this year. I don't want to walk away from this game thinking, what if? If we only would have gave Tony Pollard his touches, if we only would have did this, if we only would have did that. And that's what I tell you, man. I don't want to keep talking about Kellen Moore, but it's almost hard to do it. Because when you think about it, all the things that we desire from this man, all the things that we desire, it's common sense stuff, man. That's what makes you mad, man. That's what makes you mad. And it look like the screen trying to slow down, man. Y'all, it might go out. I don't know. It's looking like it's going down. But I'ma just rock it out. I'm trying to ignore it. It look like my memory getting slow, so y'all forgive me. Jay Word said 4 landlord, 4. That's mind blowing. Yeah, it's just crazy when you think about it, man, because most of the things that we need him to do, he never does. So now we just hoping that he can get the job done this time. We need him to do common sense things, y'all. Common sense things. I appreciate that, Chris Johnson. I appreciate that, sir. But we need him to do common sense things, and that's what it seems like he never wants to do that. So that's the problem that I have with Mr. Kellen Moore, unfortunately. But ain't no telling, man. It seems like my stuff is going crazy. My screen's still going, so I'ma just forget it. All my sounds delayed. Yeah, it's technical difficulties, unfortunately, y'all. Y'all just rock with me. But you know we in the trap. We still gonna work it out. We still gonna work it out. Look at it. My button don't even work no more. Dang, it's over with. Dang. Look at this crap. Dang. You said it's good? Cause everything look like it's paused on my end. Dang. Yeah, we can hear you, but you froze. Yeah, man. Dang, man, it look like this gonna hate me out, y'all. Dang. That's messed up. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to end the screen, y'all. Unfortunately, man. I hate that, you know. But we'll be better. But y'all, I know y'all I hate to end the screen so randomly, but I do supposed to be doing a show with West Coast right after this. It's gonna start at 12 o'clock. So y'all still rock with me. I was trying to get my show out there, but unfortunately, you know, the technical difficulties want to hate on me again. But I appreciate y'all coming through, pulling up, stopping by in the trap, man. But I'm gonna work this out, y'all. But I appreciate y'all.